So I guess the best way to start this is story time. If you're not familiar with the channel, this summer I had to go down to Florida because the ATF made me. And I had to go visit them, and I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know. So I had loaded, body armor, rifles, pistols, an assortment of blades, etc. Because I just don't know. For all I know, they were going to try to get me into a hotel room and suicide me by shooting me in the head, back of the head 2 times and, say it was a suicide and I suicided my family or something like that. I didn't know. So I wanted to be prepared. I learned some lessons this summer, which I'm going to go over with you. So one of the hotels we stayed at, you had the hotel parking lot, main road, like dual lane main road, and then you had another dual lane main road, and the parking lot kind of went like this. There was room for like maybe 4 cars in there. What's the big deal, you may ask? That's an excellent question, hypothetical viewer. Well, I had pulled in there, and I've never once experienced a bellhop or valet parking. This was not in my genre. Pull in there, and they're like, oh, it's valet parking only. I'm like, oh, shit. What do I do? Because obviously, if I had that much gear and it was all cased up and everything, there would have been no room for other luggage, much less the passengers, which would be my children, in the particular van. So, obviously, the guns and stuff were not cased. Because you couldn't. There's just no room for that kind of casing. Cases are large. They take up a large volume of area. Well, I'm like, oh, shit, valet parking. I'm like, whatever, I'll just take everything up to my room and it'll be safe there. And then they have a bellhop. So I'm sitting there, a car behind me, basically beeping the horn because they want to get in. Cars blocked out on the road. Traffic was all screwed up. There's a guy wanting the keys to my vehicle and there's another guy wanting my luggage. I panicked, pushed over my luggage, just pulled out a couple of things, wound up taking the vehicle out later, blah, 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 blah. That story doesn't really matter. The point is I needed something better prepared for what if I'm going somewhere, but I'm not shooting a gun video. Like, I know for a fact I'm not going to a range. I'm not going to bring a bunch of guns. I'm just going to bring what I want for my bare minimum protection. Normally, like when I go shooting and stuff, it's not a big deal. What I'll do is I'll break my guns down, I'll stash them among my luggage, hide the ammo and mags on my luggage. Everything's good to go. I already have an arsenal with me. There's no reason to bring, like, a hotel gun. And that's the whole reason I got this case right here. Because bolt or no bolt, it don't matter. This thing is just not going to fit in our luggage. Not going to happen. So I needed a standalone case for it. So I got this bad boy, which is pretty cool, but it doesn't really look like a guitar case. Like, you just look at this and you're like, okay, that looks kind of suspect. Like, it's all beat up. My kids drew on it, which I got to clean off. It has more of a tactical feel to it. I look at this and I would instantly be suspicious of it. I'd be like, that don't look like a guitar case. Now, for the untrained eye, somebody that doesn't play music would be like, yeah, oh yeah, that's a guitar case, why even ask? When I go into hotels, it's not a big deal because I'm just carrying it. Why would they ask me what's in the case? Duh, it's a guitar, so they don't mess with me. But when I'm out across like state lines and stuff, I want to step up my level of camouflage, I guess you would say. Because again, I'm setting it up for if I'm going somewhere, but I know I'm not going to the range. So I wouldn't have an arsenal. I just want something. So say I'm in the hotel room and like a solar flare hits. The whole country loses power, something like that, and I need to get home. Like, what would I want? Or let's say I'm in a hotel room and all of a sudden there's a riot outside and I need to get the hell out of there with my family. Like, what am I going to take? So one thing that was on my Christmas list that I got was this case right here. Now this looks like a guitar case, especially when I put like a Metallica sticker or something on here, which I gotta get. Maybe a 5-Finger Death Punch sticker, I don't know. I haven't decided. inside of this case is where it really became complicated, because I'm like, what the hell would I want to bring? I mean, inside of a building, yeah, shotgun, that's all great, but what about when I step outside? So I'm looking for something more versatile. It was hard, because this is ideally what you would want. Light recoil, you know, you can carry a lot of ammunition, but this gun, it just weighs a lot. The glass on there wind up failing, so I still got to get an ACOG for this. This just isn't ready to go. Well, I'm like, hey, take the Black 13. I mean, dude, this is a beast of a rifle. This thing does some work. Like, this is a nice rifle. It doesn't have a light mount, and I just don't have that much trigger time on this. I'm good with this rifle, I am, but I'm not as good as I could be. So, okay, that one's not going to work. I mean, obviously not the AK, that's just a joke. Can't take the shredder, because that doesn't really fill the role. The pig stick, that's not a good choice, so what did I wind up going with? I ultimately went with the Scar 17. It's got a single point sling, it's got glass on it, I got my pick rail so I can put a light on it. Inside I carried a couple different types of ammunition. I got 147 grain, full metal jacket, 168 grain. This is my marksman round for this particular rifle. Rifle loves this ammunition, crazy accurate. Then, of course, a magazine of AP. I mean, you gotta have AP. You just can't not have AP. Now, I know, yes, there is a lot of disadvantages. A lot has to do with the caliber. 308 compared to a 223. Obviously, a 223 is a superior caliber unless you're looking for straight-up kinetic energy. But the actual shootability of it. But I just have so much trigger time on this gun, I know it in and out. This is my go-to. It's got glass on it. I'm really good with this gun. It's got backup sights. It takes a single point sling. Again, like I said, you know, it's got a rail on here if I want to put a light on it. And as far as the light goes, I actually got a light for Christmas. Now, I'm really surprised on this light because, check this out. So the big debate with me with lights is, do I take a CR123 because I get better battery life, or do I want a AAA because they're widely available? Remote controls and everything has this in. As you notice, I pulled the CR123 out of this, and I am inserting a AAA battery. Check that out. Okay, it's AAA. This is CR123. Oh, that's amazing. I don't know what kind of trickery they had to do to make that work, but this solves the question. I no longer have to pick between AAA or CR123 to look at advantages and disadvantages. This takes both batteries. How cool is that? I mean, obviously this wouldn't be a permanent mount on my Scar because I live in Wisconsin and battery operated shit just doesn't work out so well outside. But I will ultimately put one of these inside the case just in case I need a light. And this actually looks like a guitar case. Like, it's legit. I still need to do a little bit of work on it, getting it to stick. The foam on the inside, because it had the little square things that you knocked out for your particular rifle. But that'll all come with time. Very excited about this case, and I'm glad I finally got something in case we actually go somewhere and I'm not intending to go to the range. I can just grab this bad boy, and it's in a package ready to go. It's a rifle I trust. It's a rifle with glass on it. Single point sling. Obviously a light. If I don't wind up getting a light before, you know, I go somewhere, I'll just put that light in here. But I do want to get another one specifically for this rifle. I strongly recommend setting up a case like this. Dude, that was hard. I mean, that could have went south in so many different ways. Like, I'm outside of a hotel room. Let's pretend I panicked and I didn't cover up, you know, my stuff. I would have had like a valet or a bellhop discover that. What if they freaked out and thought I was going to try to do some sort of like terrorist act or something like that, and they called the police and I get hauled out of there? Like, that's bad. Like, this is, I really like this idea. Obviously, you know, best case scenario, what you're going to do is you're going to break your weapons down and you're going to stash them among your luggage. But it is nice just to have something. I could even put a padlock on this if I want. You know, just take it with me. Obviously, ideally, it would never leave the case. But in the event it did leave the case, it's already set up. It's a go kit. This is the on my road kit, I guess you would call it. I actually got links to the light and this case down in my affiliate links in the description down below. Definitely check it out if you are looking at doing a similar setup like this. These are the products I would get. Like I said, this guitar case is decent. It's not bad for what I use it for, but it just doesn't have the look. This guitar case, on the other hand, definitely has the look. It looks like I am holding a musical instrument. I mean, I am kind of holding a musical instrument, but you get what I'm saying. And the look is everything, because we're looking for stealth here. We want to just go on with our lives like there's nothing wrong, nothing different. And ideally, you know, we'll never have to open this case up when we're away from home. But if we do, we're good to go. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you'd like to help support the channel, got my Patreon right there. I also have affiliate links in the description down below. Just by clicking on those links, which also are links to this. Just by clicking on them and doing the Amazon shopping you were already going to do anyway. I had a little kickback for it because you came there off my channel. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.